Hi guys, today's video is going to be about guest posting and guest posts at scale. So it's a pretty effective strategy of building links, and it's an important topic I think to discuss because sometimes guest posts, when you're trying to do it at scale, can become a bit, you can get overwhelmed because there's so many parts of the process and so many things to remember, but this should hopefully make it a bit easier for you. So guest posts, for any of you that don't know, guest post is simply a post that is written by you that is published on somebody else's website or blog. That should be an original piece of content, so do not reuse the same post over and over again, and the article that you've written should be of high value to the publishing site's audience. It should be relevant, and usually you are allowed a link back to your site within the content or in a byline or author box. So just as an example, here's a guest post that I wrote for somebody. It's consultants2help.co.uk, and as you can see, wrote the article, and then I've got a mention here. This is my link back, and it's, as you can see, a natural link back. As I said, it's an extremely good way of building an excellent link profile, especially when you don't have a lot of content on your own site to show for. So here's how it should work. So step one is going to be about obviously assessing the site link profile and the content profile, just as you would for any site before any campaign. The next step is to link prospect. So finding opportunities which are relevant to the particular subject you're talking about or the industry or niche that you're in. Step 3 is creating value. So for example, you can do that with good articles, even infographics, white papers, and whatever it is that works for your industry. The 4th step is obviously going to be outreach, because you will then want to contact those people from step 2, show them, maybe discuss with them, say that you want to create a guest post for them. You can then negotiate a title with them, and step 5, obviously you track and tweak according to whether you're getting good responses or whether the links that you're prospecting for are actually relevant to the kind of subjects you talk about. And then obviously you just rinse and repeat this, and you continue to tweak and improve parts of the process. Generally what I do for when I'm guest posting at scale for any client is I'll split up the tasks, because it's kind of like an old Japanese principle, which is called, do not know how to pronounce this, but I think it's Ichigyo Zame. Essentially it's the act of concentrating on one act in the present moment for greater success. That's the reason I can't do everything myself, or I don't hire one person to do it all for me. People don't mix and match, because it detracts focus and the quality of it suffers. So I always recommend to split up these tasks. And obviously when you're guest posting at scale, you're going to have 4 tasks. So you've got the link prospector, who is manually looking, they are searching Google, or maybe analysing competitors, finding relevant targets and putting them into a spreadsheet. For the next person that comes in, which is the outreacher, who will actually be outreaching to the site owners or the bloggers and trying to negotiate what article they want written for them. Third will be the content writer, so the person actually writing the articles or creating the content. And fourth, the project manager, which is me, and for you guys probably that'll be it'll be yourself as well, unless you have a big agency and you have a manager underneath you. But the key things to remember about that are prospecting is a very time-consuming manual job. The person you have prospecting will be bogged down in just doing that, so don't expect them to be able to do the other things at a reasonable quality. The outreacher is going to need good communication skills. They have to be experienced at it. And the key thing is they have to remember they're actually talking to an actual human being. That's an important thing to remember as well. The value creator, the person writing the content or creating the infographics or whatever it is, the content has to be spot on. The more you try to cut costs or try to get a cheap writer, the more the quality may suffer, and the lesser the quality of the links that you'll get, because the top blogs or sites in your industry don't want rubbish content. There needs to be something good. You could even find an influencer or blogger in your industry that maybe freelances on the side. Okay, it's going to cost you a bit more, but it may be worth that extra. It may get you on some of the best quality sites and blogs. So that is it for this part of this series, but keep an eye out for the next video where I'm going to discuss the tasks, the individual tasks of guest posting at scale in more detail.